you would do if you wanted to find the answer, which is to compare outcomes in a fully vaccinated group to health outcomes in an unvaccinated group. And CDC did that study in 1999. They brought in a team of scientists under a Belgian researcher named Thomas Verstraeten, and they looked at the data. They looked at children who had received the hepatitis vaccine within the first 30 days of life, and compared those children to children who had received the vaccine later or not at all. And they found an 1,135% elevated risk of autism among the vaccinated children. And it shocked them. They kept the study secret, and then they manipulated it through 5 different iterations to try to bury the link. And, we know how they did it. They got rid of all the older children, essentially, and just had younger children who were too young to be diagnosed. And they stratified the data, and they did a lot of other tricks. And all of those studies were the subject of that kind of trickery.
So hearing that about how they finagle vaccines results and how they use different testing things now, like VAERS nowadays, and I listened to a lot of this interview. It is crazy that the almighty dollar is more important than your health. Americans, we are stupid, we are dumb, and like I said, he gives a lot of names, studies. You can go and look and research a lot of this stuff, and the reason that it got to be brought to the attention, I just think about like COVID and how especially Black people would talk about racism, and all this stuff they did, and how Marietta Lynch, Henrietta Lacks, they got a Black woman cells and they use it, or how the doctors think that Black women can take more pain than anybody else, or how they have malpractice when Black women have children, or the Tuskegee experiment. They have all these things, but then as soon as COVID come and your ass gets scared, you want to put all this trust in the government, like the government finna save you. And I know so many, honestly, I don't think too many people that's around me that I know got vaccinated like that. I might know like 2 people, but for the most part, Black people that I seen. But then it's just like the outrage that I seen on social media, telling people that you got to get vaccinated so their vaccine will work. This idea, and I should have got the other video of the doctor that does the autopsies of people who've been vaccinated, and said you could tell that these people are dying from a vaccine injury, like myocarditis in the young boys. Like, these are things that are going on that we just sitting around and letting it happen, not being able to sue pharmaceutical companies, vaccine companies for like vaccine injuries, the rise in autism, like all of these things is crazy. And they, like he said, this is linked to like the hepatitis B shot and getting shots so early, and how many more shots that kids get nowadays than we got when I was growing up.
It's a video, I should have sent it to you, where they were showing, I think 50% of newborn babies that they died within 48 hours of getting vaccines.
Dang.
And another one showed, this was on Joe Rogan podcast, it said horrifying new study finds that COVID mRNA shots have now killed more Americans than World War I and World War II and Vietnam combined.
Damn.
So this, like, because when I first seen, I'm like, I'm not taking no fucking vaccine. That's insane that you come out with this virus or whatever, and you got a vaccine that takes normally years to patent and make sure is legit.
Yeah.
What you find out ain't none of them legit.
Yeah.
When you think about it, a lot of illnesses and residual side effects come from the ones that even went through a few years and the due process that's necessary to make it legit. Yeah. So when you have people, Americans, and these politicians getting on the internet and these news broadcasts and addressing this, saying, I'm gonna give you a burger and fries if you get the shot. If you don't get the shot, you can lose your job.
Bruh.
They playing you in your face, and you're so stupid because you got to get the J's. I got to get the Louis bag. I got to pay my car note. Give me the shot. I'm gonna do it.
One of the things that
your ass drop fucking dead.
One of the things that was also crazy is they tell you if you're overweight, that's another bad thing, a pre-existing health condition, kind of. If you're overweight, that you're probably gonna die from COVID too. But you want to tell me you finna give motherfuckers a box of donuts? You finna give me a burger? You finna give me a fries? Shit to just add to the weight issue?
I'm telling you,
That's how stupid we are.
the psychological loop that these people are able to play on us by repeating and dressing up in suits is it's a psychological is training you to be inferior and weak.
Yeah.
Because I'm on TV with suits with all these people and cameras in here.
Mhm.
To show it gives the impression that I'm very important and you should listen and do as I say.
Well, you know,
instead of thinking for
they got
yourself.
a study like that.
Yeah, they do.
They got a study that said, I forgot, but basically they would have people in there and they would have somebody come in and say something in regular plain clothes. And then they have another study. If you come in like a doctor's coat, like if they see you like in a doctor's coat or like a suit or something, people respect you more and think that you know what you're talking about based on how you package stuff. So
yes, and the colors, if you know pilot, they're gonna wear blue suits. The police, boys in blue.
Yeah.
Blue is a power color.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing business, they say you wear a blue or a gray suit, but most so you're gonna wear a blue suit.
Yeah.
So a lot of these games that they've been planning on us is just for us to still just do it and do it and do it without questioning, without rebellion, because you still want to buy some bullshit.
Right.
You still want to do the same. You don't want your way of life disrupted. There's going to be some time where your way of life is going to be disrupted. The what you see today, you can go out of town, go to Miami, go here, go to out of country and take pictures and show I'm over here. That shit gonna come to a stop sooner than later.
Right.
Sooner than later. But it's just like I said, we're just stupid.
We are dumb. We dumb as shit. And like I said, it's just amazing that people can have that much power to do us like this. And it's just a small group of people. Like even when you think about like Congress, like the Senate, the House, like those, thousands of people maybe that's in government can rule over 350 million people in America and still make decisions over shit in the other parts of the world. What?
It's crazy, man. That's what you call white supremacy.
That's
what
crazy.
Racism and that's the embodiment. You think is I'm gonna pull you over because you blessed? No, that's profiling. This is white supremacy and imperialism. I can say, hey, you can't do this, and we say, okay. Well, they say you can't do that. Ooh.
And what they say, because it was, like I said, at one point in time, it was legal to hang motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So, like I said, even the idea that morality and right and wrong is embedded in these laws, nah, just a way of life and how people making money and what people feel like they want to do and who got the power right now. These laws have nothing to do with morality, right, wrong, good, evil, because a lot of these bitches is really stupid. And I heard this saying, it says utopia is always one law away. And basically what that means is people always think they finna make it better or just debate. I gotta make one more law and then it's gonna be perfect. No, you're gonna just keep making laws. And actually, we need to get to the point where a lot of these laws are taken off the book. It shouldn't be no reason why I go out here and shoot somebody and I got murder 1, murder 2, manslaughter, capital murder. Like, come on now.
What is it? Yeah.
Come on now. Like all of these, like you should be, you got murder. And I guess maybe if you intended to do it.
Self-defense is very clear. I don't think you can argue. If I'm at my house, you break in my house, armed, and I shoot you, it's clear self-defense. I'm in here asleep.
Yeah.
What you mean I can't defend my property in my house?
Same thing with your car. If somebody try to break in your car with a gun, you was sitting in it or something.
It's crazy. You telling me I can't defend myself? I got to call you and wait 19 minutes, sometimes a few hours for you to.
Yeah.
So let the crime happen to me. You ain't finna find my car. It's gonna cost me more money.
Right.
That is insane. But if you was in a situation, you gonna do it and get off.
Right. Depending on who you know, how much money you got and all this shit. And don't let it be on no bullshit like you stay on like a state line or city line and you call. Now they trying to figure out, well, does this fire station go or this fire station go? Now they trying to figure out and debate on which fire station actually supposed to come to your house or police station come to your house. That's even more bullshit. And that's didn't happen a couple times. So like I said, we put our lives in too many people's hands. And I think they got it to where, like you said, we were fearful. And we scared to do a lot of shit. Like I heard Dan Pena. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Old white billionaire, I think. But he has a class, and he says one of the questions that he asks the people that take his class, like one of the first quizzes that you take, he's like, the first question is, if somebody slapped your mama right now, what would you do? A, beat their ass. Like, two, see if they had want to know what kind of day they had. Like, it was like those type of questions. And he said most people would click and check, I want to see what kind of day they had. He said that let me know if you're gonna be rich or not, because who the fuck want to sit around? I don't give a fuck what kind of day you had. You just slapped my mama.
Yeah.
You can't just be going around slapping motherfuckers just because I got a bad day. You get slapped.
You
don't
do
get
what you
slap.
want
Yeah,
to be.
no. And he said that. He said you would be surprised. People will sit there and click. I want to know what kind of day they had.
We all have bad days. You're gonna have your day gonna get worse. And it's gonna be of your choice. You get to decide what type of day you have.
Crazy. Let me play this other video we got right here.
He got immunity. Why did he need immunity? Why did he need a pardon in advance?
What do you think the answer is?
I would be speculating, but I think he was vulnerable. I think he had a lot of liability on creating coronavirus. He was funding precisely that research at the Wuhan lab.
Yep.
And he was giving them the technology. He was giving them, he gave them not only the technology, the precise technology for developing that pathogen.
Why does anybody need a pardon for the future? The only thing I can think of, if you know exactly what crimes you committed, to where they can go in the book and say you did this, where you get a pardon. Because the thing is, you have to know you committed a crime to get pardoned for, right?
Exactly. Or immunity. You're guilty of something,
right? So you've actually committed a crime, because if you didn't commit one, there'd be no reason for a pardon. And this go back to the right people, right classes, on right money, knowing the right folks. All of that is a play. And like I said, we want to be able to have some leverage in life. Granted, you know what I'm saying? Everybody it can't be, to be truth be told, it can't be clear cut. But when you get in positions like Dr. Fauci, and you over a lot of people's lives or what they're doing in that pandemic, and you fund certain things, and you can get pardoned, you ruin millions of people's lives. Millions. And we can go back and look at, you are a part of this pharmaceutical company, so you now recommending a medicine that you got stock in. What? Like, we can literally look at what you have stock in. Well, we're going to recommend this. We think y'all should take this. Well, now I'm going to look at it. Oh, you own 1,200 stock or 1,200 shares of this stock. Yeah. That is crazy. And we just see, the thing is, it got to be times where people are saying, fuck waiting on the government, fuck this pardon, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Donald Trump. Hey, you fucked up. Us, it got to be, because we all, a lot of these people like to believe in the Constitution. Say, hey, a tyrannical government can be overthrown.
Yep.
We're a critical mass. We're at a point where the government should be overthrown at this point. It should have been overthrown. We still sitting here.
I gotta get my J's. The J's come out Saturday.
That's why
I gotta go out.
Right.
I gotta do day drinking and drink done and put it on my head and all that bullshit. I gotta go to work. I got bills to pay. I stay over here. I don't want to mess that up.
See, if 25 million people right now, and I know that's a lot, but you gotta think that's a small percentage with 360 in America. Just said fuck it. We just tap out of society right now. That would change a lot of shit.
Yeah.
If we can get 25 million people to just say, fuck it, I ain't going to work. I'm not paying no bills. I ain't paying no light bill. I ain't doing none of this shit. I ain't doing no car tag. I'm not doing none of this shit today. I'm just tapping out of society. What y'all gonna do about it?
Yeah. This is when I think they that's on the brink, and I think they have something ready for that.
Talking about if people revolted.
Yeah, they got
What you
something
think
ready.
gonna happen?
Well, they already been saying like, and I don't know if you saw that. Have you seen what they doing in DC? Some on the way that they erecting them barricades, like steel barricades around the White House.
Yeah.
This is last night.
So you think?
I think I sent you. I don't know
Well,
if
you know they keep saying that something gonna happen for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Like they playing like a planning. Some people are planning like a terrorist attack.
They're barricading the White House and the borders right now, like steel barricades. Like they showing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just don't know. But I think, like I said, you at some point you gotta say, hey man, we're not doing that. We're not gonna participate in this society until you get this shit back right.
Right.
You got this inflation going, but you don't have a reason as to why. You know, gas price. Why? What changed? What happened? You want another plane? You want another, like, what happened? Why is eggs this amount? What happened?
And this is another thing they play us on. Well, this right here caused this right here to go up, or this war right here is going to make this right here go up. Bitch, y'all print the fucking money.
What happened that you can't give me no reasonable explanation? But we just gonna continue to pay it because we want to continue the same way of life. People just so accustomed to comfort and monotony, they ain't gonna say shit. They'll sit back and act like they don't see it, play crazy, play dumb, blind, deaf, and dumb.
Think of this. Ain't no way if the world works like they say the world works, and credit works like the credit's supposed to work, ain't no fucking way anybody can ever run up $32 trillion in debt.
Come on, man.
That makes us right there. You just playing in our face. How every year we add another $1 trillion a day. How did Donald Trump get to sign a bill and say we're gonna run the damn debt limit up another 4 to 5 trillion?
But sending money to Ukraine and Israel. What? Well, what money? We in debt.
We in debt, right?
But you gonna come to me saying I'm in debt. How the hell I'm gonna be in debt to somebody else that's in debt?
Right. I'm indebted to a debtor. Like,
it's crazy, man.
It's a crazy time we live in. And when you start really just parsing this out, thinking about it and talking about it, it's like, damn, we are stupid as fuck that we just participate in this society. And what's even scarier is the people that I see that try to lead, and then they go to other places,
Thailand,
and then they start to see, hey, that all this shit probably about to hit the whole world.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I do see people that transition into other places like Thailand, Brazil, and the men, they accustom and adapt very quickly because that's just our nature. I usually see the women having trouble moving out abroad alone and dealing with struggles, but the men do just fine. They go to Thailand and say ain't never coming back.
Well, that's when you say that, that's the people that I only see complain is the women. I never really seen too many men complaining about.
You adapt to. You can't go over here doing that same. You said you adapt to the culture here. You can't bring what you was doing over there.
Yeah,
but like I said, it's
like that girl that just went to Africa with that video. You seen that one?
Yeah.
So it's always some bullshit. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Help us grow the New Normal podcast. We're giving y'all good content every week. The next time we're gonna talk about is taxes. The reason we're talking about taxes is because we